Alright. To battle! Into the carriage, I guess. I accompanied Saint Yune to the battlefield just as Eltcreed directed. But I could only go as far as the reach of the enemy's arrows. Saint Yune would have to proceed alone beyond that.
It's almost like we're taking a little trip, riding in a horse-drawn carriage like this. Except I guess this is a camel-drawn carriage, technically. Cyrus, what does riding a camel feel like?
They're surprisingly stable. You could probably ride one yourself. We'd have to stack several layers of fabric on top so you don't make contact with the animal, but I think it would work. I never thought about the fact you could never, like, ride a horse or anything either. Or have a dog. Poor Yune.
I wonder. No, that's okay. I would feel awful if I accidentally killed it. When you ride in a carriage, you don't have to do anything until you get where you're going. That's more my style.
Hello, camel.
We've stopped. Does that mean we're there?
Yes. Will you be alright by yourself from this point on?
Of course I'll be alright. I'm invulnerable, after all. I don't know how this will all turn out. I just do as I'm ordered.
Poor Yune. Yune, stop making me sad.
Well, I'll see you on the other...
side? What happened? Did we get intercepted? What's going on? The sudden cutaway.
She's gone?
Cyrus? Did you really just, like, peace out? Rude.
The sound of the carriage rolling over the sand vanished into the wind. I guess I should get going too. I had barely taken a single step when I felt my body lurch. The texture of the sand was smooth and unstable, making it more difficult to walk on than I'd expected. I think this is actually the most saint-like thing I've ever done. Traversing the desert, alone, at the mercy of the sun, beneath the light of the moon, transcending human limits to become something else entirely. Except in my case, I didn't have to work so hard. Maybe that's why I'm so bored by it. If I had actually wanted to become immortal, I probably wouldn't want to die so much. My body was unique in that it refused to die. The hardest part was getting close to other people. Anyone who touched me would be harmed. At worst, they could be killed. I wonder what will happen with their longbows. I've never been shot by one before, so I have no idea. If I'm attacked from far enough away, I might actually die. I felt a slight twinge of excitement. Not from some threadbare hope, but out of genuine curiosity. Something I had long prayed for, something I had given up hope of ever achieving, might actually come true. It would be stranger not to be excited. In that case, this will be interesting. Eltcreed should manage fine without me. I can rest easy. Something whizzed through the air and stuck in the ground at my feet. I looked up to see...
so many arrows. And?
It's just like rain. I held out my arms and shut my eyes, waiting. Like a saint upon the hour of judgment.
Dang, so Yune really went out there with like, what if it doesn't work? I could actually die here. That could be interesting. Poor Yune, he just wants to be released. Sekie, let him go, please. Alright, this is the usual with the fire breathing. Cool. Alright, and then you get saved by your brother, which is great. Do we get to see the arrows? Ah. Interesting. So we didn't see the arrow CG yet. Yune walked through the heart of the desert, quiet and alone. The sounds of battle were just audible beyond the dunes. Beneath the blazing sun, all Yune could do was listen.
That chaos is like listening to life itself.
A hint of a smile spread across his face. As someone ageless and immortal, even the sound of lives being cut down was like a melody. The desert landscape reflected in his eyes was gut-wrenchingly beautiful. It was a harsh environment for life to thrive in, but to Yune, it was nothing more than a giant stage. Not even the swirling sands around him could harm his body.
That's right. There's not a single thing here that can hurt me.
The thousands of enemy soldiers who had assaulted him were gone. Even the distant sounds of battle were fading. All that surrounded him now was peace and quiet.
It looks like I'm the only one left.
He murmured to no one in particular, surrendering himself to the desert wind. Interesting that we didn't get the CG with him with his hands spread out, though. Is that because this sounds like it's post-battle by this point? He waited patiently for something to break the silence as he swayed in the breeze. Saint Yune!
Hmm? Is that you, Cyrus? Does that mean it's over already?
Yes. The enemy's forces have been defeated, and even the general himself has retreated from Cainabel. You don't seem satisfied.
No, it's not that. I'm just disappointed all I got to do was walk around.
You say that, but what I saw was really impressive. A blinding light surrounded you, and then all of the enemy's arrows went flying right back at them.
I remember the arrows, but what light? I didn't notice anything like that.
Really? I swear I saw it. Even the Cainabel citizens were amazed by it.
Huh. Well, I guess it's better than making them uncomfortable. I'm tired.
Get in the carriage. I'll take you back to the palace.
Okay, thanks.
Me and Yune have no memory of the bright light.
I really like riding in carriages. It saves me from having to walk, but most of all, it gives me someone to talk to. Because it's inescapable. It's my fate to live among humans.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. Oh, I can see buildings. There are some small fires here and there, but nothing too bad. Even someone as powerless as me can be useful.
Powerless? You sent arrows flying back at an enemy army. That's pretty cool, man. Even if I didn't see it this time. What's happening now, you two? What's going on now?
Adage, I've got more wounded here. I need your help. Oh, come on. Give me a break. I could punch you right now. Have you lost your mind? You're talking to a wounded soldier. Not him. You! You. I'll have you know I'm perfectly sane. For the time being, anyway. Look, I only have one brain and 2 hands. What a coincidence, so do I.
Dang! Roasted him!
Yes, I'm aware. I've just been overwhelmed dealing with one thing after another. Must you bring in every man you find? Are you getting paid by the head? They practice an approximation of medicine in this country too, you know. Bring him to one of their doctors. An approximation. You're the one I trust, Adage. There's no wound you can't treat. Yes, thank you for the shameless flattery. Although there's an error in your statement, or rather, your statement is nothing but errors. I only treat patients who have a hope of recovery. Supplies and time, not to mention my energy, are limited resources. I don't want to waste them. I understand. It's a terrible choice to have to make, but not everyone can be saved. What? I always thought you were rigid. It seems I've misjudged you. You are capable of growth. What do you mean? You were so unreasonable in the Sanctuary District. I mean the way you would force lost causes down my throat. I hated when I couldn't save someone, or when medicine was useless, and being forced to suffer all that unnecessary stress. Sometimes even I knew it was hopeless. I'm not as good of a person as you think. Huh, when did I ever think you were a good person? You were corrupt, in bed with the hounds. But I guess things could have been worse. Anyway, just give me a short break. If I burn out, it's you all who will suffer. Of course, whatever you need. And in the meantime, what should I do with these 30 injured? Didn't you listen to a word I said? Are those ears just for show? What if it was 20 then? It's not the number that's the problem. So there's only 30 then. You can manage that. Yes, just please don't make me perform surgeries all night. I don't think I have the focus at this point. No problem. You've already dealt with all the cases that required surgery. Thank you, Adage. Great. Now thank me another 999,999 times to yourself, and maybe we'll be even. I may collapse from exhaustion, but I want to save every life I can.
Interesting. So we also get duo extra scenes as well. So that's why we got like the Ulrik and Eltcreed scene later. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so that makes me question now what to do with Yune and Finn. Because I assume they also have like extra scenes, but I won't be playing through... Well, actually no, I will be. Because of Jevite and Jereme. But do Jevite and Jereme have extra scenes after the fact? Maybe not. Some testing may be required. Anyway.
I always wanted to do this.
I'm glad I could make your dream come true, Saint Yune. But is it enough? We're leaving here tomorrow.
Are you saying I should try to see more of the city since it's our last day? Even though it's so difficult for me to walk in crowded places. This is plenty. You brought me with you into town that one time, and I also caught a glimpse of things when we returned to the palace the other day. Their losses weren't devastating, but it was still heartbreaking to see. Beyond imagination. It reminded me of how things were even worse after the Great Flood.
I didn't mean to bring up painful memories.
They aren't that painful. After all, the Great Flood was forever ago. I was nobody back then.
More backstory.
Besides, since then the depths have flourished beyond all expectations. It's really shown me the unwavering spirit of our ancestors. This country will recover in its own time. I just won't be able to see it for myself. I don't know how many years or decades it will take, but I hope to return here one day.
Saint Yune. Unfortunately, I won't be able to accompany you then, but I will give you reports on this country as long as I'm alive.
Do you mean to travel back and forth? I thought you were supposed to settle down and start a family.
Oh.
Did you forget all about your suitor meetings? That doesn't surprise me one bit. It's fine, though. We tend to think that this newfound freedom means we should be with the one we love. But it also means being with no one, if that's what you prefer. I've tried explaining this to people countless times, but maybe I haven't been firm enough. Or maybe they're just taking things too literally. No one in the Hive seems to be getting the message.
Aw, Yune. You get our girl. Like, the freedom to choose means that you can also choose nobody. Guys?
I'm sure their values will change over time. It must be hard for you, though, being stuck in the middle right now. Oh yeah, maybe I could sway their opinion.
Whose opinion?
Well, your mother's. And your father's too, I guess. Perhaps I could persuade them that love is a personal choice.
Yune. Are you sure about that?
Of course. If I'm the one saying it, they'll have to listen, right? And maybe if that goes well, I could start going door to door. It would be for the good of the Heights, and I've certainly got nothing better to do.
Dang. Yune going door to door being like, hello, have you heard the good news that you do not have to actually choose someone to marry if you don't want to? It's not a requirement. You could choose to be single. Huzzah! I like that idea. There must be others in situations like mine.
Maybe I could ask you to accompany me then.
That's a great idea. Yes, of course.
Thank you. I'll finally get to tour the city.
Saint Yune, is there anyone you have special feelings for?
Where's this coming from?
I'm sorry. The truth is, I haven't been able to stop thinking about your future ever since we left the Heights. If you're ever free from your responsibilities as priest, you could walk the city on your own. Maybe even find someone you'd like to spend your future with. I know it's disrespectful to be thinking that way, but that's what's been on my mind. Cyrus! Look, I'm proud of you for being like, even though you are not really interested in being together with someone, you've given it like a good shot, and you haven't completely written it off, but to be thinking like, well, maybe Yune would like to be with somebody. You know, thinking that others are interested in relationships and asking like, hey, maybe if the circumstances were right, would you want to be with somebody? I'm proud of her. Character development in my protagonist. I love that for her. You don't have to answer. I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's not that. I just never thought of it before. I am an immortal, an object of worship. That is just how it is. Anyone I get close to will eventually die. That's why originally I tried to avoid interacting with others as much as possible to protect myself. But I can't help but care about people. I'm still not used to being a saint.
Maybe that's just proof that you're human.
Don't you mean that I was human?
No. I don't think you'd feel that way now if it were only in the past. People can't live without support from one another. That's why I want us to be a source of hope for you too, Saint Yune. Maybe that's asking too much, but I'd at least like to create lots of good memories for you.
Memories?
That's right. Happy memories get us through times of hardship and sorrow.
I think I understand. I don't know what will remain once everyone is gone, but I don't think I'll ever forget you. I doubt I'll ever love anyone the way you think, but I will live for the future and cherish the time we've spent together. And as long as I remember you, you'll never truly be gone. That's my own version of love.
I'm honored. As one of your many admirers, I want to do my best. Thank you for looking out for me during my lifetime.
And thank you for giving me a part of your life. All this thinking about new and different things has made me hungry.
I forgot how hungry he was. That's neat. We got like partway into his original route with that conversation, where he's like, I don't think I can love in that way, but I can remember you, and that's like the best I can do. You gotta get that yandere stone out of your chest, my dude. What, again?
That's right. Everything is so delicious, my stomach is powerless against it. You should join me. It's hardly a party if I'm the only one eating and drinking. And you can tell me all about your adventures on this trip to give me some lasting memories.
Sounds like a date. Another man, Yune's like, I have thoughts I'd like to share with you all today. And I'm okay with it. This is great.
If I'm ever free from my responsibilities as priest. I didn't think that day would ever come. At least, not while the young woman talking cheerfully in front of me was still alive. The thought of it makes me sad.
Yune! Sekie's been sussingly quiet throughout this entire ordeal, and I'm not happy about it. Say something, Sekie.
Sheesh.
You rude. Alright, well, back to the heights we go, I guess. Great. That was good. I liked Yune's route. I mean, nothing overtly romantic, obviously, from Cyrus's side. Yune, just a little whisper of it at the very end, which makes sense. It took a lot. There was a lot that had to happen in the original route for the two of them to end up together. So this feels realistic. It definitely brought up a bunch of the bittersweet feelings I had from the original, so I'm like, but yeah, I mean, it was solid. It was a solid Yune route. I would have liked to have seen more of his gremlinness than we did, but what we got was good. And yeah, it feels like the right amount considering his position and how far things were able to go in this short period of time with them. I'm curious what the after credits scene is going to be, and I'm also curious what we're gonna get from like his epilogue in the future. Will he actually step down from being priest? Is he starting to make moves in that direction? I love that no matter what though, he's always on Cyrus's side. Like, he's very fond of her. So like even there at the end, he's like, I could just talk to your parents and they gotta listen to it. I mean, I'm the saint, right? Like, he's not above abusing his position. Which is great. I love him for that. Okay, here we go. What do we got? 2 days after our return to the Heights, just as he promised, Saint Yune came to my house to persuade my parents. 2 days! Alright, he rested up, got his saint outfit back on, and marched on over here. Poor Mom. Prayers for Mom. That's right, he came to my house. Saint Yune was standing right in front of me in my childhood home, facing the giant portrait of him by our dining table. Yes, there it is! So good. His own portrait is hanging above him. What a strange sight.
So, I would implore you again to consider your daughter's freedom. I know how much you care for her, that all you want is for her to have a happy future. But happiness looks different for everyone, even members of the same family. Her idea of happiness might not be what you have in mind. She will always be your child, no matter how much time passes. But out in the world, she's become a fine adult. I pray that you will have faith in her, watch over her warmly, and support her no matter which path she chooses. That is my hope.
Yune, what a great speech. Both of my deeply devout parents nodded in silence as Saint Yune spoke. My mother looked like she was about to faint on the spot. She's so real for that. That wasn't surprising, considering there was a real-life saint in the middle of our living room. She kept it together. Hey, we're showing him our room? Scandalous.
Wow, so this is your bedroom, Cyrus.
After talking with my parents, Saint Yune asked for a tour of my room. Now I wish I had cleaned up first. I should have at least put my books away. I started picking them up and placing them on the bookshelf quietly so as not to draw attention. It's a little cramped in here. Sorry there's not much space.
There's nothing to apologize for. I think it's the perfect size.
Oh no. It's so tiny compared to your room.
Why do you have to compare? My room is mine and yours is yours. It's a lovely space. It's just like you. I doubt there are many young women with swords hanging up in their bedroom. I heard that you've inspired a lot of girls to want to become police officers, Cyrus. But the actual number of women officers doesn't seem to have changed much.
Give it time. Yes, the entrance exam weeds out a lot of recruits. But I expect the numbers will grow over time. There must be other people out there who want the same kind of life I have. Thank you so much for coming today. You've helped to put my mind at ease.
Really? I'm glad I could be of service. I've grown more confident in myself, too. I think I'll continue giving these sermons. For the others who are like you.
That really means a lot to me. I don't know how to thank you. Oh, I almost forgot.
What is it?
I bought you something in Cainabel. I hope it's alright to give it to you now.
Of course. I wonder what it could be.
Here you go.
A lamp.
Yes. Apparently lamps have special significance to the people of the desert. They're said to be a vessel of hope, to get you through the night when all the light has gone.
Wow. Just like you are to me, Cyrus. Thank you. I'll always cherish it.
The light to guide. So cute. You're very welcome. I'm glad you like it. But I don't think it's enough to repay you for everything. If only there were more I could do.
That's not necessary. In the grand scheme of things, our time together is hardly more than the blink of an eye. Although...
Whoa! Is that the lamp? Are you holding a Fabergé egg? What am I looking at right now? Like, I'm sorry, but this is stunning. If that's a lamp, like, yo, that's gorgeous. Wild gesturing again. But anyway, this whole CG is beautiful. So stunning.
I would like it if you continued to visit me from time to time. I want you to learn about the world for me. I'd love to hear you talk all about it, Cyrus. What do you say?
Are you sure that's all you want?
That's more than enough. I realize it may seem silly to you, but it's something I've longed for yet could never have. In all my years, this is the first time I've had a friend I could ask for this. No, that's not entirely true. I have known others, but they all die eventually. It always leaves me feeling sad and empty. But you, Cyrus, you and your friends have opened my eyes to a new world. You've shined a light into my dull, dreary life. A warm, radiant light that moves me to tears. A light of hope that I will forever carry in my heart. You are free. You may go anywhere, do anything, and be anyone. I hope you live your life to its fullest. I'll always be watching over you.
Aww. I'm sad though, because like, oh, my God, Adler's episode has been unlocked. Like, she got her freedom, right? You know, like, she's free, but he's still not free. I'm like, I'm sad. This almost feels like one of the alternate endings we got with Yune. Can't remember if it was a bad ending or what. But that same kind of vibe where he's, like, still sticking to being the priest, and she's got her own life. But that's all he ever wanted for her. Ugh. I'm in my Yune feels again. I'm looking forward to continuing more of Yune's story, seeing where things go from there. Where she's reporting to him. Are they going door to door, spreading the good word? You don't have to get married. Yeah, anyway. I'll sit with my feels in that for a little bit. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed Yune's Route. It was over pretty quickly, but it was really good. And with that, back to the Crimson Flower I go. For Esta's route. Yes, I'm very excited for that. So hopefully I'll see you there. Thanks again for joining me. Until next time, I will see you later.